I'm going to take you guys down this journey, and I'm going to get you to a place of understanding in your soul. How you apply it, how you move forward, that's on all of you, because as I've told you, we all have different contracts and we all have different souls on this journey, in this earth plane, in this physical being. And so it's going to be different for all of you. So let's get started. It's on the dot. Let's get 6 going, and I'm going to let everybody slide in as they get here, because we have a lot to talk about tonight, but I'm going to keep it simple into like a couple concepts, and then you guys can expand from there. It's up to all of you what questions you want to ask. And even if you go off of my Q&A or off of my discussion, I'm totally fine with that. Okay. So again, thank you. Welcome. I'm Dawn Thompson, and welcome to the Truth Tribe. I thank you all for being here. I am so grateful for your presence. I love you all very much. You are all perfect, exactly where you are in this now moment. Nothing is wrong with you. I love your amazingness, and I need you to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. You are perfect and whole and brilliantly prepared for this. Okay, so let's get into this. Here's the cool part. So in my guides, I had a whole class written for you guys, and then I was just feeling like it was half right and half was my ego getting in there, and so I went back into a meditation after I'd already written almost the whole class, and they upped my game a little bit, and they kind of helped me. So I rewrote the whole thing, and not wrote it, but like I redesigned how I wanted to explain this to you. And so from my guides, this is what came out. You guys, this is what they said, is you are in the Phoenix stage of ascension. Okay. Infinite loops is what I saw in the meditation when I was writing all these infinite loops. And when I teach karma to my groups in my classes, karma are these infinite loops on the matrix, right? On the grid lines all around us. Okay. And there's infinite loops that are our lifetimes, our energies, what we put out there, where we are, okay? And these infinite loops of energy were all around, and they were on fire to one side. And then to the other side were all these stars on the right-hand side, left, right, if that's how it was, right? And so it made sense to me, because I was like, oh, all of that is on fire and letting go, and all of that are lights of bright light of the path, like the breadcrumbs kind of a way to go. And so it kind of reminded me, like, this isn't your first rodeo, you guys. Like, this current reality that you're all in is a song that you've all sung. It's a story that you've all read. It's a life that you have seen, and you are now awakened. You're all waking up to the light, right? And that you can choose light. That's what's happening. So because it's so intense, why? Why is this so intense for everybody? Because if you think about it this way, with all these infinite loops of energy out in the universe, you may not look for them, but they're there. You've done this, what we're doing, thousands of lifetimes, okay, on repeat. And so your programmed identity is fighting with your soul's truth. So this program of infinite loops of energy that you keep playing over and over and over is fighting with who you know you are, that you came down as perfect and amazing as you are. Okay, so what came to this topic of what we're going to talk about tonight, which is your identity burning away, your identity, or has it already? And I bring this up because of what my week's been like. It's literally been like this roller coaster, and I was like, how do I apply? Is this my ego trying to apply what I've experienced, or is it higher self and my spirit guides are trying to give you an image? And that's what it was. They were saying, yes, that's exactly what's happening to everyone, not just in my realm. Okay. So it's funny because several people in my circle, whether they were clients, friends, family, myself included, completely crashed and burned last week, up to this week, even now. Right. And I see them more alive now, the ones who really crashed, right, after the dust settled, than I've ever seen them before. They burned up their limiting beliefs of identity, which they had most of their lives. What they identified as who they were, one was a family thing, one was a career thing, one was a marriage ending, and they weren't upset about it after they figured it out, and one was health. So those were like major ones coming up, right? And so kind of made me get into that place of, all right, ask yourselves, all of you tonight, okay, do I identify, or like, who is it that I identify with up to this point? I want you to ask yourself, do you have a label or an identity that you have identified with up to this point? And does it align with your truth in your heart? If no one's listening, no one's looking at you, no one's questioning you, is that your truth? Is that who you are? Is that how you want to live your life? Right? And so technically, guys, nothing is dying. You're simply realigning to a better version of the life you've always wanted in your soul. Y'all knew this, y'all know it, right? We are acclimating. That's the best answer with this whole Phoenix energy I'm talking about, right? The Phoenix, it comes out of the ashes, it burns and rebirths, right? So we're all acclimating to these higher frequencies vibrationally. Doesn't mean it's better or worse, it's just higher. And higher vibration, which is, it's a process of rebirth. Okay. And so this is what you're all experiencing right now. And what you've done up to this point is there's nothing wrong with what you are, who you are, where you've become. You're just now searching for what seems like you're like, if I let that all die, my identity, I'm in the unknown, I don't know what to do. And that's total BS, guys. It's already inside of you. Your soul knows what it wants to do to thrive and be alive. That's where we're at. That's the Phoenix that I kept seeing with the infinite loops burning and the lights shining. You all chose this moment in time to blow up all this old suffering and surviving mindsets. A global, this whole planet decided we are a global consciousness that all came here at this time and space to say, let's do this. Okay, game on. And we've been pushing all of ourselves, and the universe and the energies are pushing us all to higher states of consciousness. Instead of seeing freedom, which is what's being played by the TV wizards, okay? And so instead of seeing freedom as a thing that's leaving you, when it's actually waiting for you to choose you. That's what's happening right now. Every one of you it's waiting to say, what does your soul want? What do you want to do? What you participate in is what reveals your level of consciousness. Okay? What are you saying yes to? Not what do they say yes to? What do they say is yes? What do they think is okay for you? You. Okay? So when you start paying attention to what you guys accept, you can then choose what you will stop accepting and choose a new consciousness to participate in. And consciousness is very simple, guys. Are you awake to something and seeing for reality, or are you asleep and being told how to see it for reality? That's it. That's consciousness. What are you participating? Which consciousness? So that may be very new for some of you, and it's going to require some discipline of your attention. What are you paying attention to or not, right? What are you giving your attention to, shall I say? So there's nothing wrong. And I need you to hear this, because we all think like the Ferrari and the hut and the lifestyle and the experience and the good and the bad are all right or wrong, right? And my answer is there's nothing wrong with the hut on the mountain, right? But my question, or living in that hut on the mountain, right? But why do you want it? That's what I want you guys to ask yourselves. If you want to live in that hut on the mountain, to say, hey, hey, I'm so enlightened, you're stupid for not wanting what I want, it will not fulfill your truth, no matter how much you try to sell that story to someone. Now, if it is your truth and you love that experience and it's part of who you are, it will fulfill like your greatest dreams. Now, I want you to take that hut experience and I want you to apply it to your own lives. Okay. Think of it from that perspective. Apply it to your own life. I want to live in the mansion. I want to live in the hut. I want to have freedom to learn what I want. I want to be married to someone who wants to grow with me and they're not growing. I want to have this kind of health, but they won't let me be healthy. Okay. What are you participating in your life that isn't in alignment with your truth? That's what I want you to start asking. In relationships, in your career, in your love, in your health, in your wealth, in your spirit, in your spiritual connection, in education, all those boxes we've talked about over and over and over again. Where is your life burning to the ground? Because it's not burning in all those areas for everyone. It looks like that on the digital social scene, right? It looks like it's that way for everyone. You're not there, wherever that is. Some of you are, but some of you aren't. Where is your personal life burning to the ground right now? Are you choosing the things you're choosing right now in fear and accepting what isn't for you, but you're accepting it anyway? Or can you see an opportunity for choosing a choice to rebuild, because there's the ashes of the phoenix, rebuild from love, right? Where are your beliefs? Are they about your health? Like, is that where it is? Has your health been lazy and you wanting to have one pill instead of asking what is being fed to my garden to make my soil depleted? My garden, my soil might be depleted. What toxins have I ingested blocking my organic body from thriving? Can I research what I put inside of me to remove what's blocking me? I mean, you cannot understand how basic this gets when you apply the physical cells, this health, to organic nature. Yet we don't want to give it that basicness because they're telling you only one pill. Those wizards told you that one pill will save you. How's that working for you? Are your kids going to school for grades? Did you have to go to school for grades to prove yourself? Or is it feeding your spirit with what your truth thrives on? I thrive on learning. I could read and learn and watch till I'm crazy because I just love it. But I don't want to learn what they're telling me to learn because it's not interesting to me. Are you in a toxic relationship out of fear of what will happen if you don't stay in it? What will they think? Who's they? Because you're a happier, nicer, more loving, more powerful human when you're in love, not in fear. So are you then on the alternative in a relationship where it might be difficult, right? But you're there to grow your ability to connect. And they're lighting your way to that path, right? We got to stop being mad at them when they're your light. They're showing you the way. Are you talking to spirit out of a higher perspective understanding? Or are you looking at spirit out of the fear that you will be labeled as a sinner and a bad person by others because their box that when you grew up, their box or their book said you would be bad. You're always bad. You'll never be good. Total bullshit. Are you making money to prove that you have it? Right? Or to advance your ability to share your gifts with more of the masses. Guys, I am a big promoter of having financial freedom, not because you're here to prove you're a baller and you have it all. Look at all your diamonds. Not that I don't love diamonds, because I do. My husband knows it. That's not the point. But I do not tell people anything less than striving for the greatest financial freedom. Why? Because then your gifts are so much easier to share because you're not focused on the rat wheel. Life is not always going to be roses and unicorns. And that's what everybody wants, which is why right now you're all being pushed up against the wall. Even little tiny pains, like something, that you might, an ache in your shoulder or your knee or your back or whatever. When they appear, they're to teach you something about you, nobody else. That's it. And I hear it all the time, I want the pain to end on the emotional pain, my relationship pain, the whatever pain, the physical pain. And I say, okay, well then stop running from what and who you keep entertaining that gives you grief. See it as a gift for you to see your own reality. But I'm telling you guys, enough of this. When they get better, I'll be better bullshit. It's total BS and you all know it. When my spouse is better, then I'll be happy. When my body's better, then I'll start living. When they change the schooling, then my kids will get it right. When the wizards tell me I'll be okay, then I'll be okay. Bullshit. Because clearly y'all seeing that's working out real well for all of you. And I mean any box with a wizard in charge of your life. All those boxes. And you know what I'm talking about. You are your reality. Okay, your reality in the world reflects your relationships. Okay, your relationship with everything. So I want you to think of it from that way. Your relationship with your beliefs up here, right? Your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your spouse, your relationship with your health, your relationship with source consciousness, with sex, with friends, with food, you name it, okay? So if you want a different life, which is why we're here in this place right now, because a whole collective globe wanted a better life. We've been working spiritually to get here, okay? So if you want a better life and you want your life to look different, you have to look at what you accept with others and then match it up to this truth. Okay? Find a new higher vibrating experience that you actually want. And when it feels crappy, you've got to start stepping into it and accept that you needed it. You needed crappy love, crappy health, crappy friends, crappy education, crappy something to get you out of it. Own it. Ask, why did I invite this into my life? And why am I entertaining this? I'm neglecting my own needs, right? Is that what you're teaching me? Ask the thing, the person, the experience, not physically, but to yourself, because you're going to go, wow, maybe I'll start there. Death and rebirth. Death of the thing you're entertaining that you don't even like. And ask yourself, guys, what do I need? Yes, someone said, choose to be happy now for ourselves, and then we'll attract the happiness in other areas. 100,000%. Thank you. Well said. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that all the things that are rooted in fear, i.e. the TV wizards, will not hold from this point forward. I'm giving you all of the alert. Okay. Anything that tells you to be afraid, to be in fear, that you learned in fear, that was fearful, will not hold in your energy field anymore. Okay. You are now seeing it on the screen for you to see in high def, right? High definition, to allow you the choice to reacclimate to a new alignment. And I told you that's what this in and out is. You've been getting glimpses of like, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, I don't want that. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, I don't want that. You're going back and forth. Okay. So your new alignment needs to start being seen through the like childlike eyes. See your life as a child dreams, right? No child would say yes to what they're watching in the world right now. And you all know it, but we're all like, okay, it's total BS. This is not your first rodeo. These infinite loops that we're burning in the meditation, they're all your energy lifetimes of going, we've learned, we're here, we're done. Thousands of lifetimes you have transcended to this place in time. That's what you're burning right now. That's why the planet is burning. That's what's burning in the collective. We all agreed to this, you guys, all of us, the entire planet. Okay. So now you're done. All of us, we're all done having to explain ourselves, yourself, to others, to sway them to accept your truth. Because that's what you've been trying to do this whole time. And I want you to all understand your specific truth is right. You only need to see where you can find yourself to accept neutral. We've talked about the consciousness scale so many times. Okay, we have to find a way to learn how to accept neutral and stop trying to explain yourself to other people so they'll come over to your side and yay, we'll kumbaya and be in a great big happy family. It doesn't work that way. Neutral and acceptance are your joy from being polarized to whatever is painful in your life. And it's trying to get your attention to go, okay, oh, I get it. I asked for this to make me see me. So if I see polarization and I don't like that, I'm over here and I need to just come to here. I don't need to go all the way over there to where they are, just to here. Not for them to see me, but to see my polarity and to see that my neutral choice, which is what gives me calm in any storm, because neutral is the calm, right? Okay. If you can start seeing, I'm so like grateful for this opportunity to see my opposition is in fact my courage and confidence to swing away from the pain that I was in into neutral. So sometimes an opposing pain just as extreme to your pain will pull you here. You don't have to go all the way over. Not explaining, not judging, nor fixing. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to fix you. Just get here and accept it. Just be okay not to have to accept anything that others are choosing for you. just neutral. You guys, you can't miss this right now. I don't understand how anyone could miss this amazing reality we're all in, right? If you look at this, you can see half of the planet is literally burning, on fire, or flooding. You have to go, wow, mind blowing. Now apply that, half of the planet burning and half of it lit up. Half of the infinite loops of lifetimes are burning, and half of the other side of my meditation was lit up with lights. That's what I saw as well. All burns, no matter where you are in this energy field, hurt from immediate shock. It's like you pull away, right? And then that burn keeps zinging you to get you to pay attention to who? To you, right? That's what's happening. The death and burning of your old identity. Let your old identity dissolve, okay? Let your old identity dissolve and find neutral, just like the phoenix. You aren't dead. You are in the rebirth and you're coming out of nothingness. Yay! All the old that's dying is creating confusion of what, like what now? Like, what do I do now? If I let that die, what then? We have these past life memories in our cells, our cellular memory, as you call it. It's muscle memory, cellular memory, energetic memory that creates worry and pain that you fear will repeat, right? It's going to reappear. I think it's going to come back. And that old cycling of karma, it's your now moment of choice to let it die. Going, okay, so if this stuff is dying, things are crumbling, things are not working, things are not going the way I thought they would. If then you say, but then I'm afraid if I let that go, I'm afraid of the unknown. And my answer or my thought about this whole thing would be, is that really true? I mean, seriously, are you really true of what you don't know? How can you fear what you don't know? Because here's the cool part. Are you really afraid of your true power? Because what your soul knows is everything that's happening is so good for you. It is so good for you. Your soul knows, get ready. Your soul knows it deserves having all success, all the joy, all the health, all the wealth, all the abundance. Your soul knows this. It's your silly TV wizardry programming that's bullshit. You fear whole and abundance because your old identity only remembers suffering and survival. The soul memory. But guess what's burning right now? That's the karmic memories of infinite loops of energy burning. And they're literally visual for you to watch on the screen. Your soul knows what to do to ascend to higher ground, even in pain. Okay? So if pain is appearing, what is it showing you right now? Okay? Can you see the gift in it? I promise there's a gift in it. When pain appears, turn to the pain and see the gift that it's showing you instead. Now, it could be emotional pain, physical pain, spiritual pain, all kinds of things. They're going to come up. But I want you to ask if whatever is dying in your life, and it's going to be different. Remember, I said for all of you, so please don't judge people. If what is dying needs your attention, okay? Think of it from that perspective. Let's just say it's your health. How do you remove what's blocking you from your truth and expanded life? You've got to remove the boulder. There's nothing that your soul doesn't already know how to do to live expanded. So check the boulders in your body, check the boulders in your mind, check the boulders in your spirit. The simple way, I can explain this is you cannot heal in the same environment that you got sick. And what I mean is you cannot heal the body that's a polluted garden. You got to go get out all of the boulders and the toxins and anything that's in it, and the body will heal itself. You cannot heal the mind in the same environment it was emotionally traumatized in or beaten down or broken in. You have to change the environment. You cannot heal spirit in the same box that told you you're a bad person. You have to change the belief. So if you have physical pain, what is it asking you to see as a blessing from it in your life instead? Where else could healing happen? Right? If it's relationship pain, are you seeing old patterns that you avoided for so long that are no longer acceptable for you and they're dying? Where can you learn healthy love instead? Where? It's somewhere else because it's not where the pain is. Look for the beauty in your pain, guys. I guarantee it's there. It happens to me daily. And then I look and I ask, and it, boop, there it goes, right? So it might be in a weird way, but I promise it's always there. Okay. There's this, when I was writing this all out, this memory came to me and I was like, I know this is going to, like, hopefully this will resonate with you guys to understand where a lot of this is coming from. So years ago, there was this cool Dalai Lama exhibit that landed in Sedona, right? And during its journey, it went around the country and finally it landed itself in its final destination. And I'm going to say, I believe Budapest, but I could be wrong. So do not quote me on that. I was writing fast, but it ended up where its final destination was, and this beautiful big Buddha and the remains of all these Dalai Lamas. Okay. And what was incredible was this exhibit, it showed the lamas after they had passed, and in their cremations, they found these tiny, tiny pebbles of beautiful amber stones. Okay. And all the lamas with the greatest amount of consciousness love, right? They all had a little bit, but then there were some that had the most beautiful consciousness. You could see it. And awakening in their lifetimes had the biggest stones left. And when things are burning up in your life, I want you to understand there's a gift of beauty in the destruction, because it's in your soul. Your soul never leaves its beauty anywhere other than just showing how shiny and beautiful and brilliant that stone is. The stone of you, the soul truth. So I want you guys to start understanding that those lamas are no different than any of you. We all have that. Trust your pain is a blessing in disguise, and you are not victims who are sitting here suffering. You guys are my tribe. You guys are truth warriors. You are lighthouses of love, and your light is your soul, and it can withstand any storm. Okay. You are all here because you are badass souls who know how a lighthouse works, right? Stay solid in your truth, unmovable, become silent, be light, and let the storms pass. They always have, they always will, and every painful storm that you see appear will always go. You're the one that has to be immovable. You guys contracted for this. You were prepared for this. You agreed to be this super powerful, unmovable light of love. And so when pain appears, and I want you to ask Spirit, show you your own light and your own solution. And I promise a beautiful solution and opportunity. It will appear when we stop throwing temper tantrums about what's ending. If you find yourself judging or critical of others, can you simply just let their choice be their contribution to this global consciousness shift of ascension? Let it be their choice, right? Can you redirect the pain that you've been trying to avoid and redirect it back to you? Can you see what boulder that you can remove instead? Can you find your inner soul screaming, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go do what we love instead and stop putting up with this crap. You are past trying to understand the actions of others. Because as you all see, it's complete anarchy, chaos, disillusionment when you look and try to understand the behavior of others lately. Don't even try. Is it honest or not? Is all that you should ask is a simple question. Is this my truth or not? Okay. Are you shining an example of who you are and how you live in neutral? Can you accept others' poor choices, guys? As that's their contribution to push us into the new earth. Pain pushes you to see you. And they give you pain to push you into your new life. And then you're mad at them, right? I don't want that. I choose this. Oh, okay. I will not entertain that anymore. So I will entertain this. And silently, I want you to thank them. A lighthouse doesn't care if you follow it to safety or you stay out in the storm. It's just simply showing you land. That's acceptance. Okay. So by choosing a lighthouse, you have to, it's going to require you to be a silent light. I've never heard a lighthouse out there like, hey, all of you out there, I'm over here. Lighthouses don't do that. They just shine silently. That's where I'm asking you guys to open your minds a little bit and go, okay, I'm going to go clear my lighthouse, clear my soul, clear my being. This is where I'm suggesting you stop using your voices to explain that you're a lighthouse. Okay. Simply allow others to choose when they want to come up to you for help. Okay. This quiet confidence, guys, when you can get to that space, is confirmation that you are living in your truth. Avoid judging others, you guys. You will have moments where you forget to be a lighthouse too. Okay. And the more work that you've done, the shorter your time back gaps will be when you go from the dark and you go back to light. You go from a boat and you become back a lighthouse, right? And some of you, you know, might be slow boats and some of you are like speed boats. That's just acceptance. Some people that you're watching get themselves out of boat range and into the lighthouse where you are slow boats and some are speed boats. Okay, but if you ask yourself, if you're repeatedly crashing because you refuse to see what identity that you've held on to for so long needs to die, that's gonna be uncomfortable and you're gonna be frustrated and you're gonna crash and burn like so many people did this week. And then all of a sudden they're gonna go, oh my God, it was so worth it. I get it. And I get why we're holding on to it, right? Because you guys have invested consciously, ego, you've invested so much time and energy into your life. So it feels like if you let it go, it's wasted time. It's only your identity dying. It's just going to make you bigger and brighter. Guys, your wisdom will never die. You cannot unknow what you have learned. When you learn something, just because you're not using it right now, doesn't mean you're going to forget that you know it. I guarantee you the file cabinet will put it back into your space when you need it. Okay. And so what do you know about healing? What do you need to know about wellness? What do you need to know about love? What do you need to know about connections, education, spiritual enlightenment, financial freedom, security, outside of the box learning that you learned it? What if you started today from zero and said, not, well, when will they teach me how to be healthy and better and educated? Not that. I don't want you to ask that anymore. I want you to say, but what do I want and what do I need to learn so that I'm the teacher, not the student? That means you're going to have to dig deeper and really research the thing that you want to know more of or need more of to get rid of the boulders or the dirt or the block or the toxicity. Who can help me? Spirit, source, God, whoever you are asking, angels. Ask for source to deliver you solutions and opportunities, and then trust your soul's GPS to guide you there. Trust, spiritual faith. Ask your spirit and watch the boulder removal solutions start appearing. And I don't know if it's physical, I don't know if it's emotional, it doesn't matter, but whatever boulder you want out of the way, I promise it's going to start appearing. Okay. So let me get real quick. Oh, we're going to do them good on time. I'm going to do a quick planetary update because there is a lot going on in the sky, but this is the one that's really going to get us tripped up because I prepped you for it last month. Okay. The second full moon, it's a blue moon. Why is it called the blue moon? Because last month in July, we had a full moon in Aquarius at 1 degree. This moon, again, it's 2 months in a row, full moon in Aquarius at 29 degrees. It's called, why it's called once in a blue moon. It rarely happens that you have a full moon in the same constellation 2 months in a row. Okay. So what I want you to understand is this full moon in Aquarius is happening again on the 22nd, which is Sunday. Sunday? You guys can check that on me. I'm not going to look real quick, but Monday. Sorry, Monday. It's Monday. So the second of the year. Okay. So the first full moon was last month, and where it started last month, you can see now where its exit point is going to make a more potent energy on Aquarian. Okay. Because it's an Aquarius energy. And I've been talking Aquarius since last year, and everybody was like, yeah, Aquarius. Well, here we are, straight into the face of it. Okay. Both of these full moons are working in tandem with another. And so if something transpired, I want you to look back under the July 23rd full moon that felt kind of incomplete in some way, or an emotion or experience happened, we may find that this August 22nd full moon on Monday, I'll repeat it on Monday when we get there, but I'm just prepping you. It happens on Sunday, which means you're going to feel it in the next three to 4 days up to it. Okay. It's going to shed some light or allow us to release something once and for all. The Phoenix, releasing identities. Okay. Full moons, you guys, look at them. They light up the sky, right? They illuminate all that is dark. So they're a symbol for like a lighthouse, illuminating in the dark, a greater truth that allows us to find closure in something, because full moons are about closure of a cycle, okay? To free ourselves from all that is no longer necessary, all that we don't need to be anymore, who we don't want to be, whatever that identity is. So in Aquarius, there's potential to amplify change because it's a very intense, forced, out of the blue kind of energy. It's very active. It'll activate your desire for freedom. It's a sign of freedom. It's going to activate your desire for truth. You're going to want to know truth. It's going to shine a spotlight on all the things that need to be revolutionized in our lives. Well, that full moon is for a whole planet. So guess what? A collective is going through this, right? So Aquarian energy is all about doing things differently. Okay. Stepping away from your comfort zone in order to experience with something new. It's going to encourage innovation. It's going to encourage growth. It's going to encourage you to look at things from a new perspective. Full moons will bring heightened emotions and manifestation. So if you wanted the lights over here, you better be okay with this burning up. Doesn't mean the burning up is bad, okay? They represent times of endings and culminations and completions. So I want you to expect it to appear. And if you see it, accept it, because it may appear in forms of pain to shift you into a new reality of life, okay? I see a few questions are coming here in comments. So go ahead and start loading them in. I'm going to give you the list, the tips of the night, and then I'm going to open the floor up for questions, for Q&A. You guys can ask anything you want. That's anything that's appearing, okay? So tonight's tips. What old identity are you resisting releasing to live your soul's truth? Okay? What is this Phoenix state for you? All right? So what is burning up in your life? Just think of it from that perspective. The way you used to believe something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I really don't know if I believe that anymore. Well, that's okay. Let it burn. Can you see that if you can let some things go of this Phoenix state, you can rebirth expansion in all levels? Okay, so the question is what is this Phoenix state for you, right? What old identity are you resisting releasing to live that soul's truth? Okay, next, ask spirit for solutions so you can trust your soul's GPS. Your soul knows. Your soul already knows you. It brought you here. It gave you these gifts. It gave you the power, gave you this amazing wisdom. Okay. So ask spirit, ask source, whoever you're asking, consciousness, higher being, your higher self. I need a solution for this boulder, this block, this part of me, this identity that I've been holding on to, but I need to let it go. What's a solution? And trust that your soul's GPS will guide you to boulder removal. It will guide you to solutions. Everybody right here, tap your chest, tap your thymus. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Okay. So here's your challenge question for the week. What is burning down in my life that I need to release? Is it the way you parent? Is it the way you work? Is it the way you lead? Is it your leadership? Is it your health? All of it. Ask yourself, what is burning down in my life that I need to release so I can be more? Okay. So go ahead and start commenting. Those of you, there are quite a few on the Zoom. Go ahead and start commenting in the chat, and I will start addressing those questions as we go, and we'll go from there. Okay. So let's see what's coming up for questions. So go ahead and comment on what has. Some of you have already experienced this burning up in the last week. And I know when you were when friends and clients were telling me this, that their lives were literally crashing apart, I was like, oh, yay, because they were going through it already ahead of us, ahead of a lot of people. Okay. So comment to what has or needs to burn up for rebirth. Okay. So here's this comment. The last Aquarius full moon was intense and so many emotions. I'm excited to see what this one brings up to release. See, this is such a beautiful comment, because they're like, okay, that was really tough. So maybe I can see the closure to that now, because then if it is closing something, I'm okay with it now. That's what I'm trying to get you guys awakened to. Being okay with what closes. Being okay with it being the end of something, of a phase, of a stage, of an identity. A lot of people I identify as, I'm only a mother, I am only the boss, I am only a leader, I am only a mechanic, I am only a teacher. You are not. You are such an amazing, powerful soul being, and there's so much more to all of you. And we're not stepping into that power. We're not stepping into that truth. So go ahead, you guys, keep asking, keep popping in questions, those of you on the Zoom. People learn from your questions, believe it or not. They will comment to me on the question that someone had asked or stated. So let me ask this next one. Let's see. How do I know what needs my attention? That's a good one too. Okay. So I want you to check body, mind, and spirit for blocks. Okay. That you don't have enough knowledge in. Let's just say you're not knowledgeable in the health world. Let's say you're a super smart tech wizard of coding. Yeah, I don't know. So you're super brilliant with coding, or you're an accountant. I'm using some of the, or you're a doctor and you're so brilliant in the technical skills, right? Of doing this type of healing. But when it comes to your own emotional healing, you're not quite sure, right? So I want you to check those parts of your part of you that you're blocked, where you don't have enough knowledge. Okay, so check your unhealthy love. Look for toxic friendships and say, ooh, that's me. Look for schools that teach life skills instead of memorization. Look for spiritual places for you to learn to talk to spirit that isn't in a box, right? What would you be talking right now to, or who, or where, or what, or how, if you weren't doing it restricted? What would you be asking for? Who would you ask? What would you be asking? Because the more people you keep asking, then don't give up on one. This is, I'm so frustrated with the pill population right now, because we got programmed for 40 years. There's a pill for that. There's a pill for that. There's a pill for that. And now here we're all sitting going, oh, there's a, you know what for that. And it's bullshit. You all just got programmed to open up. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you can't only rely on that. All things count. Okay. It's very important you do the same thing. Well, when it comes for emotions, well, I went to counseling with my boyfriend once. Didn't work. Yeah, I know. It's like the pill population. One didn't work, so it must not work. It means constant attention and discipline into the thing that you're blocked. Okay. You guys are doing awesome. They're all coming in here. Let's see what we got. All right. So can you go through the burning and release technique again? Help me with the burning and release technique. Are you talking about the chakra river ball? I think that's what you're talking about. Ask me that. I just want to make sure that's what she's asking. Can we be signaled physically about what? Let's see, hold on, let's see. Oh no, where you burn paper. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to come back to the that next question in a minute. Okay, so on the full moon, again, will be Sunday, so I won't have seen you on Monday. You can still do it on Monday, but this is what the best, there's no right or wrong how to do it. All I want you to do is, here's a good example. Go get out your pad of sticky notes. You can write the whole pad if you want. There's no rule, there's no right or wrong way, right? And get out a pen and get yourself a little lighter and a little bowl that's safe, right? And it's glass or something, and start writing all the things that you no longer want to have in your life. The identities, like I'm using this person actually that's making this comment is actually an MD. And so, but if you knew her, you'd go, she's just the most beautiful, brilliant light of, she's a healer. So I don't call her a doctor because she's a healer on so many levels. She's so advanced. And I love that about her. And so can you release the titles and the identities that you associate with so more can come in to your next level? Don't stop doing what you're doing. Doesn't stop her from being a doctor. Doesn't stop me from being a teacher. Doesn't stop you from being an accountant or the IT coder. It's just asking yourself to stop being that identity, because if that stops you from living a new life, that's what you're not allowing in. So write down what you want or what you don't want. The full moon just wants you to help you release it and be very clear about it. And then you pull up a little page and then you write whatever you're going to write on it. I rock, show me how to make sure I rock, and then light it on fire, stick it in your bucket, and let the full moon take it from there. The second you write it on a piece of paper, it's taken from hand to paper, it's taking your energy from you, it's putting under the paper, and it's handing up to spirit. And the second you burn it, it's saying, I have faith. I have faith that you're going to give me GPS to make this happen, or to purge that, or to burn that and release. So that's the burning technique she's talking about, is burning your intentions. Okay. All right. That was a really good question. Can we be signaled physically about what we may need our attention spiritually or mentally? Absolutely. So this is a really big one. How can we discern that? So they're one and the same. So this is a really good question. So someone says, okay, well, let's say, you all know I had a lot of dental surgery in the last year, and a lot of dental work, right? And so it was like, was I having a hard time chewing on a lot of the concepts that had to do with my life and that I was trying to change and adapt to? And did it affect different parts of my body? Absolutely. And if you understand meridians and energy, everything is connected. That's why I was telling you all these infinite loops of all these thousands of lifetimes are still connected to you now. It's just changing your blueprint to say, I choose to live in a higher vibration of my soul. So you don't really need to know if it's a spiritual shift or a physical shift. You just apply them both. You don't need to discern which is one or the other. I actually apply it to everything. I apply it to my body, mind, and spirit. If I have a tooth pain, I ask, what is my body telling me? What does my mind need to understand about it? And what does spirit, what does my soul need to purge or remove or allow removal within my physical cellular energy in order for me to heal or move forward physically? So all three count. It's just one will alarm you. The tooth might be the alarm. The elbow might be the alarm. Some people have a lot of knee problems. I'll have knee problems. Some people have hip problems. I don't have hip problems. Some people have stomach problems, and that's their thing that's alarming them to pay attention to all things, body, mind, spirit. So this is a very good question. They're all for certain reasons. Okay, so this is a really good question, is yes, could your body be signaling you? Let's just say you get sick with what's coming up right now, the crown, as they would call it. Okay, the crown illness, or the beer illness, let's call it that. That's a good way to call it. So I don't want to get censored here. Okay, it's happened. So let's see. Let's say you get the beer illness or the beer sickness, and someone says super easy, simplistic ways for that to be healed and fixed and go. And your old belief system says, nope, I don't believe it, because the TV wizard told me it's not an option. I need my one pill. You will probably suffer a lot more from it because you're not allowing all ways. Now, let's just say you don't get it and you're like, oh my God, I'm so afraid, I'm so afraid, I'm so afraid. And you're living in fear, but your health is the issue. You don't get the beer illness, but you get a stomach illness. The body doesn't care what you're picking from. It just cares that you pay attention to the soul. It cares that you are nurturing and healing and advancing your soul's truth. Why? Because I'm telling you right now, this full moon, guys, is about to blast you all out of the water. You are watching the planet burn. Your lives of identities are burning, and only love will live. Now, you're going to see a whole several years ahead of us of rebuilding. You got to rebuild the entire infrastructure of all the boxes. Some of them haven't completely burned yet. So watch and let and allow. Instead of be like, oh my God, I've invested so much. Oh, good. Because there's so much better to be had. So when we can just allow it to fall apart, I have another friend. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I thought this business I was running was going to work out and it didn't work. And we had to separate ways. And then I went to do this other one. It didn't work. And then all of a sudden today she calls me and says, oh my God, this amazing opportunity just popped up. I thought, all that burned down for her. And she was so upset about, allowed her GPS to take her over here. So it's never, ever to hurt you. You all are choosing the things, you're entertaining things, and the things you're entertaining you don't like, you will keep entertaining until they hurt enough to go, oh, I don't have to entertain that anymore. No, quit entertaining that so you can get the GPS to naturally get you over here, where you belong, where your soul's truth is. And this seems so, oh, it can't be that easy. It is that easy. It's that easy, guys. Okay. Okay, any other questions coming in? I can help you guys right now. I know what you're all watching. I know it all looks scary. I know you're all wondering. I know you're all questioning your lives. I know you're all feeling pain in some way because one of the boxes in your world has crashed and you're like, how do I move forward? What do I do? Right? How do I feel like I've seen the same thing over and over and over? Someone just said there's like a movie on repeat out there. There is. Until you finally go, I don't like that movie. And you turn it off. You quit identifying with any movie, any person, any belief, any, partner. Your partner keeps telling you, it's your fault I'm unhappy. It's your fault I'm unhappy. Why don't you, let's say, okay, well then I'll remove myself from this equation and see if you get happier. We have to stop this. Now, I'm not saying leave them completely, just go do you. Stop trying to entertain the pain and the fear. You cannot fix anyone, you guys. You can only bring them to the light. You can only show them how to shine bright. And I don't care what your title is. I don't care what your topic is. I don't care how you live in this world. You all came in, you're this big fabric around the planet, right? This blueprint around the planet, this beautiful imprint, okay? And we've all ascended higher. Now imagine that there's a separation spot. You did not come in and say, nah, I feel like I'm not going to put my piece of puzzle into that grid, into that fabric. It will be like the whole is missing. You chose to come here at this amazing historic time in history. You will never, this is the ascension that thousands and thousands of years has been discussed. And now you're here and you're the puzzle piece that fits because your soul knows that gift. I don't care if you sell real estate, if you're into homes, if you're like my husband and you build them. I have no interest in that. I love what he does. I find him brilliant and mind-blowing what he does. He can't wrap his brain around half the things I tell him. He was laughing about it today with me. We were both giggling. It said living with me, being married to me is like being on psychedelics at all times. He just thought, he was like, totally, right? Well, do I expect him to be that puzzle piece in the grid? No, I don't. But you all need a place that is futuristic and higher, clean, green, off-grid possibility of living and coming in communal. You need him for that. I can't give you that. I can get us all some huts and get us all some yurts out in the desert. None of you will want that. Do you see how it is? You all have this soul contract that is so beautifully set up for you. Live it. Be in what you have instead of going, oh, I should have never picked that. I should have never done that. There is a reason why you were gifted, and it is time for you to be your most powerful, badass, amazing self. There is no more time for that. Some of you are nurturers. Some of you are absolute beautiful, loving guides to people and help them be calm in storms. Some of you don't have to do anything but just be yourself and people want to be around you. Please understand that there is no soul that did not come here to fit into this beautiful fabric of this higher ascension experience that we're all going through. And then it was by accident. You are not here during this timeline by accident. And nobody coming or going is by accident. Nothing experiencing from any level is by accident. This is all so brilliant in its time and space. Okay. Is that it? That's it. I gave you all clarity. The burning of the old is happening. You're going to let it happen, right? Yes. You're all going to allow whatever, because it's going to come in things that you're not quite sure on, right? It's going to show up in things that are going to piss you off, that are going to upset you, that's going to scare the crap out of you. And you're going to, no, because Dawn told me, I say no. I want you all from this point. So I'm going to leave you with this. When someone says you can't do that, I want you to tell them, watch me. Watch me. Don't tell me what I can't do. I want you to tell you what I will do. There is no. That's what someone just said. Absolutely. I did a little Instagram. You guys can go watch it earlier in the week, last week. I don't even remember what day it was, because that's when everybody was starting to crash and burn. Go hop. It's like 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 posts ago. Go watch that, about being the water and not the arrow. You're gonna have to say, when boulders show up in your life, okay, and you walk around it, you flow around it, and you become water. You do not accept no from this point forward. I don't care what choice you've made. I don't care if you made a mistake. I don't care if you're disappointed and you're like, darn it, I shouldn't have made that. It's okay. Just do not accept no. When someone says, that's how we've always done it, a doctor told you that's how they've always done it, say, okay. Don't accept no, and try another way, and try another way, and try another way. But if you keep saying, this is what I want, I guarantee you that solution will appear. Don't be putting your rules and regulations on that old identity that told you that's what they told you. So that's the only way. It's gone, guys. So now accept that's what the planet's going to look like for you. It's going to be very stripped clean. Why? Because we need it to. We need to start from scratch. We need to start from zero. We need to start more beautiful and start loving each other and being more kind and generous and understanding and going, all right, well, you made a bad choice. Do you want a new one, or you want to stay there? That's acceptance. And that's allowing identities to be what they are until they're not. Okay. All right, guys, going once. Going twice. All right, there are no more questions coming in. I thought you guys would be more excited about all this. Maybe this is scaring. Maybe this is frustrating for a lot of you. I don't want you to be. I want you to be so excited. Promise me you'll be excited. This is such a wonderful time. I promise. Okay. So the other thing is remember, those of you who are in the I Deserve It Center, they were asking me how to get to all the tools, all the meditations. If you're a Truth Tribe member, if you upgrade to the I Deserve It Center, you have access to that whole page. If not, you only have access to the Truth Tribe to go watch replays and all the download stuff I have there. Okay, so go to ideserveitnow.com, go to tools, and member access will give you access to all the things you are signed up for. Remember, you can go watch the replays, but they are on that private link now on YouTube, always tomorrow morning. And make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, and it'll remind you anyway. Okay. Make sure you start sharing, share the love, share the truth, let people know that this is happening. It is the Phoenix time. It is death and rebirth, and you are in the rebirth phase. It is okay. All right. I love you all. I wish you all a beautiful night, and I wish you brightest blessings, and I will see you soon. Take care.